by the Ramones. The song came out in 1979. It's got a pretty funny music video, and it's actually part of a movie called Rock and Roll High School. The tempo is about 200 beats per minute. It's 2 minutes 22 seconds long, which means there are about 473 beats in the song. The song's in 4/4, also known as common time. This means there's 4 beats per measure, and each beat is a quarter note. Here's your main rhythm up top. You got the hi-hat on 8 notes, a bass drum on 1, 3, and the end of 3, snare drum on 2 and 4. When it's just the drum, as in the intro or the drum break, there's no hi-hat, so you see the rhythm below. I hear the song has an intro, a verse, a chorus, and a bridge. And each of these come together. As you can see, there's a lot of choruses, so it's kind of repetitive. But there's also a lot of really cool variation going on, which makes it not boring. Here's my graph, where you can see the quiet intro. It gets louder for the steady verse and chorus. There's a slight modulation right before the drum break, then another verse and chorus, followed by a fade out. I did some calculations, and using the golden ratio, found that the climax, which we just passed, is at about 1 minute and 27 seconds. And I definitely feel like this is the climax because it's a big change in the song. There's a little modulation, which means it's a key change. It gets a little higher. And then there's a big drop, almost like off a cliff, and another drum break, followed by this kind of concluding verse and chorus to end the song. I think this is a great piece for a lot of reasons. First, the Ramones were a big deal in the punk scene in the late 70s and early 80s. This song is actually from a movie, as I mentioned, and they're kind of more mainstream these days because they've been in other things like Wes Anderson movies and commercials, but it's still a really cool song that has a lot of complexity, even though it might seem simple to your listener. Also, they were in their late 20s and early 30s when this came out, and it's a song about high school, which I think is kind of funny. So I learned a lot. Thanks for listening.